Is $98,000 Bitcoin a bargain for you? And did you take any profits on Zebec Network, ZBCN? We'll take a look at both of those and more. This is your Bitcoin and crypto update for June the 5th, 2025 with me, Joe Main, brought to you by Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com and Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full service cryptocurrency brokerage. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, priced in USD $104,805 $98,000 is roughly sitting about here. This is the top end of the zag zone from this low, the $75,000 big support that we had, and this recent all-time high of 112,260 on the Bitstamp exchange. We're using the tradingview.com website. So I'm inclined to think, unless we've got some hidden bullish divergence going on, which we might do. What's hidden bullish divergence? Hidden bullish divergence is where you have a higher low, but then a lower low on the relative strength index. So that might actually potentially be playing out there, I guess, but more likely, look, that is possible. More likely, though, I think more than a 50% chance. And again, we're not soothsayers here, we don't have crystal balls. More than a likely chance that we head down to at least the top end of the zag zone from this low and this high. And that sits at that 98,000-ish kind of area. Is that a bargain for you? Post a comment below and let me know in the replies and in the comments. Okay, so I'm expecting at least a test of there, and it's around about, could dip a little bit further into the zag zone. Okay, so anywhere between that 98,000-ish level all the way down to potentially 88,000. I think it's technically on the Bitstamp exchange about $88,900, $89,000. What would be very bullish, though, of course, as we've been talking about for quite a while since we made that high, coming down to here, testing at least that downtrend line. Now, you're wondering, if you're new to my channel, what's this downtrend line? That's the one that goes all the way back to the previous all-time highs back in 2021, right through there. We respected it for a while, then we broke back down, then we broke back through. So a breakout and a retest of that, bounce off there, golden, chef's kiss for Bitcoin, onwards and upwards we go. So is that a bargain area for you? Many people would probably believe that to be the case. And also anywhere down into the zag zone, okay, I think you'd start, this is the max pain level. 89,000 would freak a bunch of people out, but it's actually it's a normal, pretty healthy, normal retrace. Although I'm going to give precedence to this zone here. You really don't want to see that broken right there. You've got a bunch of trapped money there. So support, 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 support. Was resistance for a little bit, became support again. Buyers stepped in here. You really don't want that area there, that 93,000-ish. I think technically on my thing it's like 93,300 and something to be taken out. So perfect. That would be great. Here, no problem. This would freak people out, but as long as we bounce back through and back above this uptrend line, no problem. Cracking through there, however, 89,000, not good, okay? But it might be good if you're shorting the market, so you can still make money in a downtrend in cryptocurrency, of course. So let me know right now, what do you think? Is it a bargain for you at 98,000 US dollars? Is it a bargain right now at $104,000, $105,000 because you see it going even higher over the longer term? Are you just dollar cost averaging? Do you not worry about the intraday, the daily prices, the weekly prices? Do you focus only on the monthly because you think, another 4 years, another 5 years, Bitcoin to $1 million, for example? Let me know your thoughts. That is Bitcoin. I'll go straight to Zebec Network now, then we'll go back and have a look at the general altcoin market. General altcoin market is a bit down, but Zebec has had a little bit of a retrace, in the upward direction. Okay, so it's up 8% for the day when everything else seems to be a little bit down. But here is Zebec. Have you taken profits on Zebec? Now, I say this with love to the Zebec fanboys. Fanboys, that's a complimentary term. You've got to have the fanboys in any crypto or any stock or anything, right? It's the community and the people that rally around it that take the price high, that get the interest in it. However, I have been speaking about last week or so, we were rocketing up. Okay, we broke through that 0.0022 kind of area, and I was wrong in my opinion that we would find resistance at roughly the previous all-time high. We smashed through it. Great to see. So I hope a bunch of you, you rode it up to here. I did say once we got to here, this is on the daily time frame, we went into extremely overvalued, overbought. Okay, on the daily. Pardon my sickness. And we had a higher high. Okay, if I show you on the 4-hour time frame. Right here, we had a higher high on the 4-hour, but then a lower high on the relative strength index. And I said, that's bearish divergence. Watch out for, a price dip. Here's what we did. We had a price dip only down to, now this was interesting, only down to the 0.236, which is actually very bullish, okay? And then it bounced off. Unfortunately, we posted a double top, so it was an equal high, and then that was a lower high from there to there, a lower high in the relative strength index. And I said, have you taken any profits? Okay, if you haven't taken profits from being down here, okay, if you've made a 100, 200, 300, 400%, or even more, if you've been way down in here, okay, if you haven't taken any profits, or at least bare minimum, recouped your initial investment on the something that you've gotten into, it's more than doubled, recoup your initial investment, the rest is gravy, okay? That would be a time right about here with two bearish divergences, one there, to take some profits along the way. Because you never know. It might still keep going up and up and up, but taking profits along the way, or at least, recouping your initial investment, not a bad strategy. Okay, so I did suggest some lower prices were coming, and I did suggest this area here. Yep, from there and there. I suggested we would get into the zag zone, and we've certainly done that. The zag zone is anywhere between the 0.382 and the 0.618 from a significant low and a significant high, and we've gotten into that zone. We found resistance. We've had that 8% move, but where did we find resistance? Pretty much bang on previous support right there, and that's at the 0.236 at 0056-ish kind of area. We need to get through there. I'm expecting probably a further move down. Why am I expecting a further move down? If you take a look on the daily time frame, we're still trending down on the relative strength index, and you've still got room to move down here. If I show you on the weekly time frame, let me get rid of all this flotsam and jetsam. On the weekly as well, we've already been extremely overvalued on the weekly time frame. Now, the following, what I'm about to say, could be absolutely wrong, and I'd be happy to be wrong because I want the fanboys. I just want to keep going for everyone, right? I'm not in Zebec network. I might consider doing so when I get back into crypto in a big way. But extremely overvalued already. Nothing goes up forever. I would just suggest hedging your bets and just taking, if you haven't done it so far, take some profits, take your initial investment out at least, and then you can always buy back in, no problem. But just in case, this is extremely overvalued, just in case we start heading back into here, you start heading down further, look, you might decide to take some profits and then, hey, I'm going to wait till it gets back to the previous all-time high back here in April of 2024. Maybe you want to load up there, sure. Hopefully we find some support there. And that's actually where that previous support is. Now, isn't that interesting? Let me just get rid of this for you. Again, we'll go to some other quick crypto in just a second. I just want to show you this. For Zebec, that's at the 0.618. So remember we talked about just then the zag zone. Now I'm going to pop that in a long version. Look at that. There's the zag zone between the 0.618 and the 0.382 right there. Where does the bottom end come to? Previous resistance. So that might be something that you would consider. If you think ZBCN is going to continue onwards and upwards and we're just going to have a little dip along the way, I think we're probably going to have a test of here first, okay, before we see higher prices again, because we're extremely overvalued on the weekly time frame. You've got room to move down. That's my humble, non-financial advice opinion. You do you, dollar cost average into it. And if you're just holding for the long term, it doesn't really matter anyway. But that's just my opinion. So probably a test of the all-time high, previous all-time high, and that is at 0.00315. Ish, you don't want that to break. If that breaks, then you're at least coming down to that 0.002-ish kind of area. Anyway, that's Zebec. Hope you've taken some profits or recouped your initial investment. And if you're bullish on it on the long term, leave a comment below, leave a reply. Tell me why you are so bullish. That would be great. That's Zebec. Let's take a quick look at the general altcoin market. Again, pardon my sickness. You got an AI version of me yesterday in the precious metals update, and not a live show today. Just a little bit. I can't get through a full hour show with the voice, etc. But you will get another live show on Tuesday next week. Tuesdays and Thursdays I go live, so make sure you stick around. Here is others, the altcoin market minus the top 10. I can get rid of that now. We have so far remained above this Fibonacci at the $240 billion mark. We had a move down to here. The short answer is I'm not back into crypto in a big way. I have a little bit of crypto, but not much. I'm not back into it, as I've been saying, but I'm waiting for a clear of that $280 billion mark. Hey, if it bounces off the 240 billion here, no problem. Bounce off that 240 billion, give us some kind of fake out. Now, here's something interesting to keep in mind. Remember I talked about hidden, listen to my voice, hidden bullish divergence. There's a potential that this is playing out. Okay, so I'm not a crypto doomer right now. Just got to wait till the data shows you where to go. So you have a potential, just potential at this stage, hidden bullish divergence. If this here down to, remember I talked about that max pain area, right all the way down to that level. I said watch out for there and watch out for a bounce there. I said because that's where it would freak people out. It will get down to this decline right there, and then it might bounce there because everyone's going, oh no, I'm out of crypto, this is awful, and then it bounces. It did bounce. If this is the pivot point, that's a higher low, and then what you've got here on the relative strength index is a lower low right there. Higher low, lower low spells out a potential, just potential, hidden bullish divergence where the price continues on its merry way. So continuing from a new bull run. Okay, so that's a potential. Okay, but potential hidden bullish divergence. What I would need to see in order to confirm that is you'd want to break up at least. Let me show you here. Here and here. Shall we take it? I know it's looking a little bit detailed. Yeah, I'm going to take it from there. So you want to see it crack up through right here, the top end here. If you crack up through this market cap, that's 270. Okay, so I won't even give it 280. I'll give you 270 billion. If you can crack up through 270 billion US dollars on others, okay, I'm going to say that right there was hidden bullish divergence, and we're probably looking for a higher move. So watch 270 billion specifically. Just subscribe to me, follow me. If you want me to keep you updated, I'll put an alert on there. And if it cracks through, I'll let you guys know that it's looking actually a fake out there, a fake out to shake you out. They fake you out to shake you out. Crack 270 billion, looking good. Okay, for at least for a bit of a higher move. You've got some larger areas to get over to say we're 100% going in like full on altcoin season 2025, but crack that 270 and you're looking good. That is, that's others. I don't think I want to do any more crypto. Pretty much everything else is down. Just wanted to show you Zebec Network and the big boys crypto, Bitcoin and the general crypto market. That is your crypto update. And of course, if you want to be a better investor, you should head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Okay, if you want to be a better crypto investor, do their 10-week foundational course. Dow Theory Principles and Technical Analysis Foundations are for any kind of asset. Okay, any kind of asset whatsoever, not just stocks or precious metals. It's for crypto. It's for absolutely everything. And of course, if you want to learn to be like a full-on better trader, okay, learn to be a full-on trader in terms of as a career, etc. Can you tell I'm sick? Yes. Think about doing their 12-month course as well, the comprehensive, or just be part of the Mastering the Markets Academy right here, academy.masteringthemarkets.com. There's a free version and then there's a paid version as well. I'll put a link below to that. And of course, My new brand partner, if you want to buy crypto, but you don't want to handle it all yourself, if you have friends and family that are looking to get into crypto, if you believe that Bitcoin at $98,000 is a bargain, or if you want to get into Sol, Ethereum, all the big boys, and even some of the smaller ones as well, but you don't want to do it yourself, you want it all handled for you, stormrake.com is the cryptocurrency brokerage in Australia to be a part of. Join them because it's a full service cryptocurrency brokerage with very good fees as well. And you can even save more money on your fees when you sign up with my particular link there. I'll put a link below in the info section of the YouTube page and as part of the pinned comment, or you can just type this in bit.ly/GMS Stormrake, because you get a 33% off the brokerage fees for life, a lifetime 33% off the brokerage fees, okay, when you sign up with that link, okay? That is Stormrake, stormrake.com, Australian owned, operated, but they do work internationally. They're even selling, in everywhere else in the world. They have clients as well. So Stormrake, go check them out at stormrake.com and sign up with my link. I'm actually going to do an interview with Bisha from stormrake.com next week, probably, I think Thursday at this stage. So that has been your Bitcoin and crypto update. I hope you took some profits on ZBCN. Let me know in the comments if you have, or where you see the future of it going. Let's do a final synchronized slurp for the day. I know you miss it when you don't get the live show. So ready? Slurp your beverage, whatever you're drinking. 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks for watching, people. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you next time.